Thank you very much for joining us. This is Legal Matters. Once again, we are bringing you update of immigration and nationality law. What has happened all this week? The story of SHAMIMA BEGUM. We will also be talking about the applicant L, who was illegally removed to Nigeria. A judge has ordered the Home Office to bring him back to the UK. Yes, we will also be looking at the new point-based immigration system. What is expected? We will also be looking at domestic violence, victims of domestic violence, and how to submit a successful application. But we will start with marriage allowance. Can you claim marriage allowance? How does it work? And whether you can make a claim. And if so, how to make the application. So we'll be looking at that today. There's always something in for everyone. And I believe by the time we finish today's program, definitely you'll be taking something from today's program. This is a beautiful song from Yao Sapon. Powerful lyrics. Let's give thanks and praises to our Lord. We thank God once again for protecting us during the course of the week. And the fact that we have made it to this weekend, for me, is a blessing. So let's give thanks and praises to our Lord. Before we start today's program, we will take a commercial break from our sponsors. And when we come back, by all means, we will start the program. What we're going to be talking about is marriage allowance. I'm going to explain marriage allowance. A lot of people are losing out on marriage allowance claims, which either lack of understanding, lack of knowledge, or lack of information. Some people are actually losing money because of the fact that they do not know that the government have an allowance that if you are a marriage couple, that you can actually apply for. You know, most people are losing out every year upon year because they simply do not know. So for me, it's not something that I really was going to talk about, but one of my clients brought this to my attention. And after helping her to make a claim, which she received about £1,200, then I felt that maybe there is a need to be talking about this today. So today, the first area is marriage couple allowance. We will then be looking at the Court of Appeal decision in the case of SHAMIMA BEGUM. And as we do know, or if we don't know, this is a lady, a young girl, who left the UK at the age of about 15 years. Went to Syria when the ISIS, were basically fighting. It has been suggested, or it has been argued, to be a bride for the ISIS. This is a girl, Bangladeshi girl, born in the UK, and she was a British citizen. As we all know, a lot of the youngsters, either they were persuaded, or perhaps they were forced, or perhaps they decided to go to Syria and fight against the Syrian president or the Syrian government on the basis of false illusion. So she went, and subsequently, her British citizenship was revoked. And as it was revoked, some people have argued that she has become stateless. That means without a state. The UK government put in an argument that she's not stateless. Her parents come from Bangladesh, and therefore she can claim Bangladeshi citizenship, and therefore she should go to Bangladesh. But things are not needed in the UK. She appealed against the decision. The Court of Appeal has made a decision, which we will go into it. We will then also be looking at the UK government's new point-based system immigration. We'll be looking at that so that we can all prepare our minds and ourselves for what is coming. And then we will also be looking at victims of domestic violence. Victims of domestic violence. It's sad to say, but I don't understand why within our communities this appears to be a cancer that nobody talks about within our community. If you're a victim, if you are going through, different sorts of abuse and torture, today I'm going to take my time and go through and see. If you are going through that, you are not alone. There are helps out there. Both men and women suffer from domestic violence. And there can be so many types of domestic abuse that people may not be aware of. Sometimes it's economical. Sometimes it's immigration status being used as a weapon to whip people in this country. We'll be looking at that and we will go into details. So hopefully, if you're a victim and you can see that there is a way out for you, then of course you need to keep your sanity and your health, and we will do whatever we can to assist you through that journey. This is not a route that I will encourage anyone to take. But if you are a genuine victim of domestic violence, then of course, we will be happy and we will be there to help you and support you through that journey. So that is what we're going to be doing today. But before that, what we would do, let's go to our sponsors, people helping us, Fire Life Radio, and all those people sending me friend requests. I do beg. I've got about 5,000 friend requests. What do you call it? Friends on Facebook. And as we know, Facebook, you can only accept up to 5,000. That means I am unable to accept more. However, I have opened another Facebook account. That one I am wearing barrister's gown. And therefore you can send me the friend request through that. Better still, I will say that join Fire Life Radio Ojadem family. Once you go to Facebook, just look for Fire Life Radio Ojadem family. Just put in that and send request to join Fire Life Radio Ojadem family, and we will be happy to accept you. And anytime that there is an update, now this is what I'm going to do. Anytime that there is an update in terms of immigration and nationality law, I will do the best that I can and do a summary and paste it there. You know, I will verify it. I will make it very simple and short so that when you get there, you'll be able to know what is happening so that we can all update our knowledge and ourselves. So that if there is a steps that we need to take, we can take the steps at the relevant time, at the, the necessary time, to be able to do whatever we need to do. So it's very, very important. If you are watching me today, just go to Fire Life Radio Ojadem. Oja is O-G-Y-A. Oja, and then the demo is D-A-M-U. Just simply go there and put in a request to join Fire Life Radio Ojadem, and I'll be happy to add you to the group. And all that we do, for me, it's important that we educate, because without education, without learning, many at times we go wrong. And therefore, for me, it's not giving someone money or basically buying a gift for someone. It's it's something that basically it stops and ends there. No, but it's also important that you give someone information that they say, the Bible say, give a man a fish and you feed him one day, but give him a net and you feed him forever. So it's important that we equip ourselves with the knowledge, and we can use that knowledge to equip ourselves for life. So we thank you all for tuning in. Let's take this quick commercial break. And when we come back, we are going to be talking about marriage allowance. I'm going to explain it in the simplistic form. If you fall within that category, then of course you are losing money year on year. You can then take the necessary steps and put in the application so that at least you can get some money back from the government by way of marriage allowance. Thank you very much for tuning in. And all those people who tune in, thank you very much. Madam Efie Sika, thank you for tuning in. Shela Echampon Anahima, good morning to you. My dear brother from different mother, Mr. Nathaniel Asari, I could see that you've tuned in watching me all live all the way from Ghana. And thank you for your support. Every time that I call on you, you deliver it. So I do appreciate that. And also we go back a long way, all the way from city of Kumasi, all the way up to now. This is called brotherhood and friendship for life. I do appreciate your life. Thank you very much for all your support. Every time I call on you, you always deliver. You never disappoint me. I do appreciate your friendship. I do appreciate your brotherhood. May the Lord Almighty God bless you and shower you with blessings. I wish you long life, and I wish you prosperity in everything that you do. Right. Now, let's take these two quick commercial breaks. And when we come back, we will continue this program. Also talking about that, Mr. or Elder Akwesi Odro, Elder Prophet Akwesi Odro of Church of Pentecost. I know that you have tuned in this morning, also watching me live. May the Lord Almighty God be with you, protect you, and guide you. I wish you all the best. I wish you prosperity. I wish you good life. And also Mrs. Eva Odro. May the Lord Almighty God also bless you. Like I say, you are my sister, and I'm very, very grateful. Since I started Justice and Law over 10 years ago, you've been very, very supportive. You know, one of the bedrocks. You have supported me throughout. You know, may the anointing of God be upon you. May the Lord Almighty bless you and your household. And I thank you, and I do appreciate your friendship. I do appreciate everything that you've also done for me. May the Lord Almighty God bless you. So many people who have also, you know, been in my way, blessed me, guided me, directly, indirectly. May the Lord and the anointing of God be with you all. Now, let's take this commercial break, and then when we come back, we will continue the program. Shalom for now.
Medafo, we yamanka, wow, die papa be our Ghana, and so I nam no cry asantino, who send ya woman manisika, say yes, what you mount. It's in a paradise city. Yeah, this beautiful ultramodern city, Upper Tema, Community 25, Whooper Standard, Executive, Semi-Executive Quality Buildings, Yenny Paradise City, Yewa Home, it's a dear brochure about Ghana, your payment terms no so, and a phone book call, open a self-finance, and as a mortgage, for Paradise City, away your telephone numbers, so UK, +447 908 475 802, US +163 621 92301. Paradise City. Ye Juma pa Magana yefe ankasa.
That God has a covenant with you. Therefore you shall never be put to shame. Onyada for how any say and a wooing. Justice and Law Solicitor said, Bomodiana Brand and your mumedi home como, on the mouth a futu, Nasa idea so to one more, on the bow, no to one more. Immigration and as nationality problems. Say a student application, family independent application. So pass it now, Kruma, and now lawyer been wagina one name or court amount. Personal injury claims. Say employment, landlord and tenant issue or housing issue. Family and divorce issues. Drafting legal document, will writing, renting and leasing shop, lease extension. Open a juicy canon persuade amount. Any unia kawakuma to him now how you know to a trap. But more than any justice and law solicitors for Nkasa. 075 3896 9589. And I say 0207 738 5841. Bamodiana Fred Justice and Law Solicitors. Na ye kwanya ye be faso ye be wow. Obe home ewo Unit 35 Eurolink Business Center 49 Efra Road Brixton SW2 1BZ. Like I said, we have Victoria Line to Brixton. Bus 2 3 37 415 432 689 and 690. Siwa St. Andrew's Church Pastor. Sepa Emra Semodia baby here any Justice and Law Solicitors.
Thank you very much for tuning in, and thank you very much for joining us this morning. My name is David Darko, Justice and Law Solicitors. We are based in Brixton, southwest of London, and our address is 35B 49 Efra Road, Brixton, London, SW2 1BZ. If you like to book an appointment or to contact us, the telephone numbers are 0207 993 5976. You can get us on that number. You also have a mobile number that you can contact us on, and the number is 0795. Sorry, I can't remember the number now. The number is 07538 969 589. I'll repeat the number once again: 07538 969 589. You can call us on that number. We work Monday to Friday between the hours of 9:30 a.m. To 5:30 p.m. That is our normal office hours. But when people have an emergency, or because of their work circumstances, or because of their situation, they are unable to make that time, by all means, we can also do the best that we can and have, arrange a mutually convenient time outside of these hours to see you in an emergency cases. So by all means, get in touch. when we talk about immigration and nationality law, if you talk about commercial property law, if you talk about landlord and tenant, eviction of tenants, if you talk about divorce law, then of course there is no other place than to come to Justice and Law Solicitors. All those who have also tuned in, I will ask you for a favor, do the best that you can and share the program for us, because by sharing the program, you are also doing your bit to share the knowledge. So let's do the best that we can and share and share and share until we can share no more. The more you share, the more you are also doing your bit, you know. So we've got to do the best that we can to spread the knowledge. Every week we come with something different. Justice and Law Solicitors, Lawyer Darko. The programs that I do is different from any other lawyer that comes on the social media. The reason is that we are prepared to give as much as information to people than any other lawyer that comes to the social media. And for that reason, we are unique in a different way. And also, when you come to us, you see, I believe that a journey of 1,000 steps begins with a mile. I also believe that a little drop of water make a mighty ocean. There is no point in rushing into situations and then to look back and say, had I known. And I always say, had I known is the philosophy of a fool. And therefore, we take our time, go through stuff, and basically make sure that when we go forward, there is no way of turning back. I am only saying this because only yesterday, this gentleman, by his grace, his papers came through, and he had to go back and do his, some documents. Certain things were not right, and every time that he comes, unfortunately, I had to send him back. That no, it's not right. The application is going to get rejected. Please go back, correct this, correct that, correct that. Even though he didn't like it, but he had to take the advice, and he took the advice. Application went within 3 weeks, sorted. Yesterday, he could not stop thanking me. And it's not only him. There has been so many different people in that situation. And for me, it's not about money. Yes, I'm running a business, and therefore I have to charge for my services. But if I'm taking your money, I have to do justice. I have to justify it. It's for this reason that Justice and Law, we are unique. I would say many people keep referring people to us because we are able to justify their referral. And therefore, Justice and Law, we will not let you down. We will continue to fight your corner. We will also continue to do what? To justify all your referrals. And we also thank you, especially those who travel all the way from outside London. And sometimes it baffles me. Sometimes I sit there and I ask myself, if I was in that situation, would I really travel all this far just to come to London to seek maybe an advice? Whilst, for example, in Birmingham, there are also lawyers there. I can just seek the same advice from a lawyer in Birmingham. Why do I have to go through the hassle, get on a coach, get on a bus, get on a train, and waste about 2 hours traveling time to come to London, to come and see Lawyer Draco for a consultation for about 30 minutes to an hour, and then go back again using about 2 hours of my time? And therefore, you put that together, you would have spent about how many hours? 5 hours, 4 hours traveling, 1 hour just to seek an advice from a lawyer. It baffles me all the time. But then again, and pennyfo can be said, or say akwentia ede owo, and I say akwentia eye owo. Sometimes it's not about how much you travel, but the quality of the advice that you get and how someone make you feel. And Justice and Law, I thank God that people that come to us, I would say many of them, about 99.9.9, they leave of their office with feel-good factor. And the services that they get, they are always happy with the services. I'm not saying that we are perfect. There are other areas that we can still improve. And I always thank people that when we are going wrong, something doesn't go the way it's expected. Because of our friendly nature, they are always able to tell us that, Lawyer Darko, maybe this happened, it should have been done this way, and we listen to all sorts of advice. I always say this to people around me, that when you get to a place or when you hear someone talk, just be quiet and listen. If it's good, take it. If it's not going to help you, forget it. That is my belief. At least give the person the benefit of the doubt. Listen to what the person is saying. Does this make sense? How would this help me? You know, and you'll be surprised. Maybe the person will talk for 50 hours, but maybe a split second of a line that the person will talk about can change your life forever. You know, so for me, it's very, very important that we do the best that we can. And we also appreciate you more for all the journeys that you make just to come and see us in London. We do appreciate you, and we will never take that for granted. We will not take you for granted, because you could be going to someone in Birmingham. Maybe the person will not deliver it the way Justice and Law would deliver it for you. And what is going to happen? So 5 hours of your time, in fact, could end up someone taking you for a ride. The person could take your money, say £500. The person will not be able to deliver. So in a short term, you might think that you are saving 5 hours of your time, but then financially, you could end up losing out big time. And therefore, it's important that you continue to come to lawyers like myself in London. I'm not saying that I am the only lawyer in London who can do you justice. There are also other lawyers there who may be able to do you justice, but I cannot speak for them, but I can only speak for myself. So I thank you all for tuning in, and I ask that you continue to share the program. Last week's program, when I checked this morning, we are nearly about, I think it's about 3,500 or thereabout. And this can only happen, and this can be only possible because of your input. Because we are getting a lot of phone calls, especially from the Kenyan community. You know, and every time you ask them, they said that the person said I should not mention their names. And, you know, we appreciate you all. You know, some people, when they do things, they don't want people to know about it. Some people, when they do things, they want to shout, you know, they want people to know about it. It's all good. You know, people are different and people do things differently. And, you know, all those people supporting us directly and indirectly, I cannot thank you enough. If I come here and your name is not mentioned, that does not mean for a split second that we don't appreciate what you do. For me, I judge people by their actions, not from what they say, because words are cheap. Anyone can say anything at any time. But for me, I observe people and I look at people's actions and I'm able to draw something from it, whether positive or negative. So for me, action is very, very important to me. You know, talk is cheap. Anyone can talk. So when people talk, I listen, but it doesn't mean that it's going to have major effect on me. No. But how you treat me, you know, how you treat me, that will mean more to me than anything. So without much ado, let's go to the marriage couples allowance. And then hopefully people watching us, marriage couples, this is for you to claw some money back from the taxman. Because, you know, in this country, you know, if you don't know the system, unfortunately, you will work and work and work. And basically, you become a slave to your work. You will work, as soon as the money comes in, the money goes back. But there are, you know, mechanisms out there that people can also actually get some money from the system. But in order to get the money from the system, you need to know the system and need to understand how the system works. So for me, when a client got in touch and he said, lawyer, I've heard about marriage couples allowance. Can I also claim? My initial instinct is, you have 2 years visa, no recourse to public funds, and therefore you might not be able to claim. However, give me time to research it so that I can come back to you, you know, and then hopefully we can all learn something from this. So I did my research, and this is the outcome of my research. In fact, I have helped the person to make a successful claim. And for that reason, I am confident to come here and share this with you. So if you're a marriage couple, and perhaps what I'm going to talk about you fit in, then of course, you know, you can take the steps and also to make your claim. Because it's a money that is there. You qualify, and therefore you must apply for it. There is absolutely nothing wrong with it. You know, I have spoken to some people that they qualify for certain benefits, but because of stigma, you know, they didn't want to claim. And I thought, no, by doing that, you are not doing yourself justice. You are not doing your children justice. Because at the end of the day, if you add it to the household income, it could improve your life. And in some cases, your standard of living. So if you qualify, there's no stigma to this. That is life. If you qualify, you claim. It's as simple as that. There is no shame in this. Okay. So what is the marriage allowance? The marriage allowance, simply, this is my definition. This is not the statutory definition. Marriage allowance is an allowance that is given to couple who are married or who are in a civil partnership or civil relationship. So in effect, someone will say it's a bribe from the government to the people. The government is encouraging people to enter into marital relationship or civil partnership so that the law recognizing the importance of family life, the importance of marriage, matrimony, importance of civil partnership, has made that allowance available to help couples. Because some people may be in a relationship, living together as couples, but then again, they're going to be saying that they are single. But the government, indirectly or directly, is doing this in order to encourage people to enter into a civil partnership or matrimonial partnership. And the government every year have set out the sum of £1,250 in which the couple could claim. The question is therefore is, can every couple claim this money? Can every couple claim this money? The answer is yes. The answer is also no. I will explain when we say yes, and I will explain when we also say no. We say yes in the sense that it comes with a criteria. It comes with a qualification. So now let's go through the qualification. Let's go through the criteria and see where you stand. Because if you do qualify, then of course, do not, waste no time. Simply just make the move and make your claim. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's perfectly legal to make a claim. So how does it work? This is how it works. Once you are married, you see, in this country, when it comes to money and benefits, the government will be looking at the household income of the couple. So many times you will see that women in general, this is a generalization. I'm not saying that it applies in every case, but I'm using this as an example. Hopefully, we will be able to make more sense of what I am saying and what I'm talking about. So, a man may be working, the wife may be working. So let's just use these names as an example. Say we have a gentleman by the name of Mr. Archie. Okay? Mr. Archie is married to Mrs. Archie. Mrs. Archie, because of the fact that they have children, is only working part-time. And Mrs. Archie, for example, is working and earning about £10,000 a year. Mr. Archie, on the other hand, being the man of the house and being the main breadwinner or earner, is doing full-time and earning about £30,000 a year. So if you put the household income together, £10,000 from Mrs. Archie, £30,000 from Mr. Archie, you put that together, you get what? You get £40,000. As we all know, the tax threshold for 2020 to 2021 is £12,500. So anyone working and earning more than £12,500 will pay tax. And you will only pay tax after you have reached the threshold. So, Mrs. Archie is earning £10,000. So that means Mrs. Archie will not be paying taxes on the £10,000 that he's earning because she has not reached the threshold of 12,500. So that means, in effect, in order for Mrs. Archie to be able to pay tax, Mrs. Archie is £2,500 short of hitting the tax threshold. And therefore, since Mr. Archie too is working and earning £30,000, Mr. Archie is going to be paying taxes on the £30,000 because Mr. Archie has the amount of money that Mr. Archie may be receiving is more than the 12,500 tax threshold. And we know that the government will give you what do you call it? I can't remember the exact term, but you know, it will be deducted. The £12,500, which is non-taxable fee or the non-taxable rate, they will deduct it from it. £12,500 from the £30,000 that he earns, and whatever is left, they will deduct tax, which I think at the moment is about 17.5 from the amount that Mr. Archie may have left after the non-taxable rate has been taken out of. So if Mr. Archie is earning £30,000, you deduct £12,500 from it, which will give you about £17,500, and the £17,500 is tax deductible, which in this case is about 17.5%. Now, this is where the marriage allowance comes into play. Since Mrs. Archie is earning £10,000, that means £2,500 short of the tax rate. She can then pass that to Mr. Archie. That is the £2,500. So in this case, Mr. Archie will add that to his wages or his income. So instead of Mr. Archie going to pay 17.5 out of the tax deductible rate amount that is going to be deducted, Mr. Archie could use that £2,500 as part of the allowance to reduce his tax burden. So let me just try and explain this. It's a bit confusing sometimes. So Mr. Archie will say that, well, my wife is working. My wife earns £10,000, and therefore the threshold, the difference between 12,500 and the £10,000 is £2,500. So my wife will be passing that to me into my tax deduction rate. So instead of me, after the £30,000 I earn, £12,000 will be taken from that. 12,500 will be taken as non-tax deductible rate. Since my wife's shortfall is 2,500, I'm going to use that to further take it from the threshold, so that instead of Mr. Paying paying tax on about £17,000, they will reduce that by another £2,500. So you will end up paying 17.5 taxes on only about £15,000. So indirectly, it's not a money that the government will be giving to you direct, but you can use your wife's allowance, tax allowance, to deduct it from your husband's tax burden, so that you can reduce your tax burden in general. So in effect, this is what it is. Because the wife is working, earning £10,000, the difference between 12,500 and £10,000 is £2,500. That means the wife is not earning enough to be able to pay tax. So the difference between the wife's income and tax allowance, which is £12,500, can be passed to the husband, which in this case is £2,500. So if the husband is working and the husband earns 30,000 pounds. Tax allowance is 12,500. By months, it's not that good. So let's see, the difference is about 17,500 pounds is tax deductible. Since the wife has got 2,500 tax deductible, non-tax deductible rate left, she can then pass it to the husband. So instead of the husband paying 17.5% on tax of about 17,000 pounds, the 2,500 can then be used further to reduce it from 17,500 to about 15,000 pounds, and therefore the husband will only be paying taxes of 17.5 on the 15,000 pounds that is left. So in a way, the couple will be saving 2,500 pounds extra, directly or indirectly. So it's called tax allowance or marriage allowance. And the government is bringing in this, or the government has brought in this, so that, you know, people in marriage can also benefit from the tax system. So if you are working, your partner is doing part-time, and your partner basically is not earning that much, and maybe you are paying too much tax, this is one of the ways to be able to reduce your tax burden. The rich people are benefiting from this. So most of the time you see a rich man, the wife is not working, and some people say that, oh, these people, they have made money and they don't know what they are doing with themselves, and the wife is not working. You see, lack of knowledge, like the Bible says, my people will perish. Life is not about going to, you know, be looking for properties. You must also live life, and you must also have life. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because it's so important. And even the book of, you know, the Bible, this week I've been reading the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 2, verse 18, and also Ecclesiastes, chapter 1, verse 1. If you have time, take your time and read it. Life is not just about chasing for stuff. Life is not about greed. Life is about living. That is called life. And how do you live? You live by doing things that makes you happy. No one can make you happy but yourself. And therefore, it's important that sometimes this rat race, this economic race, people measure success by the number of houses that they have. People measure success by the amount of money that they have in their bank account. People measure success by looking at the designer bags that they have bought in their wardrobes. People measure success by looking at shoes that they wear. People look down upon people because they may not wear designer clothes. People look down upon people because they think in their twisted minds that they are superior than another person. But all this, Solomon said, is vanity. All this, Solomon said in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1, verse 1. Book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 2, verse 18. All things are vanity. Osi die eye me ya ne se me brechi yinara no anaju na ma sorry na me ko adwuma awia na ma sorry na me ko adwuma. Despite my toils, my struggles, one day you are going to die, and death is inevitable. The sad thing is, how can you be sure that the person that is going to inherit all your designer, all your clothes, everything that you have treasured, you have toiled for, how do you know whether the person is going to be a fool or whether the person is going to apply the same wisdom? That is a big question. So for me, it's important that you live life to make you happy. Make sure that genuine people around you make them happy if you can. Because everything that we are struggling for in this world is vanity. One day, we're going to die and leave it all behind. Naked we came, naked we will go. And death is certain, it's inevitable. One day, we are all going to pass away. One day, the legacies that we try to establish is going to fade away. Just recently, we have Colston in Brixton. The man who was so much involved in slavery. The man that there was a time ago people were praising for bringing enterprise and businesses to an area. His statute has been matched down. Where's the legacy? Good name is better than riches. So it's important that for me, we do the best that we can in everything that we can. We have to make ourselves happy, do things that make you happy. And that is the reason why every Saturday I am here. I am happy to be here. And I'm happy that I'm doing my bit to help people. So also, if you are watching me, do the best that you can. Share the program with people. Do the best that you can. Support your community. Support people around you so that we can all move forward in prosperity. So marriage couple allowance, if you are couples, you are living together and you don't talk to each other. If you are couples, your husband doesn't know how much you earn. If your husband or your wife doesn't know how much you earn, how can you make such an application? So let's all do the best that we can, be as open as we can, and be positive in our thinking. Because if you are living as a couple and you are both keeping secrets from each other, how would you know whether you can actually make a claim or not? So do the best that we can. Let's do the best that we can and do what? And be transparent as we can. Because if you are transparent with each other, then of course, this is a very good news for you that you could, talk to your partner, your husband, your several partners, and, and make a claim. Now, when it comes to marriage couple allowance, I understand, or I believe now the understanding is very clear that we can make this application. It does not matter whether the person is allowed public funds or not. It's an application that you can make. It's something that my mind wasn't there until a client brought this to my attention. So if you are watching us, if you are watching us, your husband, your wife has joined you in the UK, and monetary wise you are struggling, this is another way that you can also get something from the tax system. So many people are working so hard, they are doing everything that they can, and they feel that the law is not on their side. They are working, they are not entitled to any public money. I am, relentlessly looking at ways to be able to help people. And this is, I'm glad to announce that this is one of the areas that I did not know. It's not something that I was even thinking about before a client brought it to my attention. I've done my investigation. I have looked into it. And when you come to, public funds, for the purposes of immigration, the last time I checked, there was nothing called marriage couple allowance as being part of public funds when it comes to immigration and nationality law. So people should bear this in mind and watch this out. It matters not if your wife, your husband has just joined you in this country and you have no claim for so long because you are not aware of it. This is a good news for you. Now let's go into details. Can the marriage allowance be backdated? Yes, you can backdate your claim for up to 4 years. So if you did not know, because I did not know, I would have told you. And I've just, did my research and find out. So by all means, you can make a back payment for up to 4 years. Another question is, will the marriage allowance change my tax code? Yes, it will change your tax code. The recipient's partner's tax code will usually change to M. That means marriage, to show that they are receiving marriage allowance from their spouse. If the partner who transferred their personal allowance is in employment, their tax code will change to N, showing they have elected to use the marriage allowance. So this is something that we all have to be aware of. Another question is marriage allowance taxable? The answer is no. No marriage allowance is taxable. Basically, like I explained, the marriage allowance is a way of paying less tax if one partner is not using all or any of their personal allowance. So this is something that we've got to watch out for. How does the marriage allowance get paid? Marriage allowance isn't something that is paid to you. Instead, it's tax deductible. It's a form of relief. So instead of your husband maybe paying £17,000 tax, your husband will be paying maybe £15,000 tax. So it's an indirect way of also making money or saving money for the household. So this is something that we've got to watch out for. one is arguing, or one could argue, as to whether you can cancel your marriage allowance. Of course, you should be able to. You can do this by calling the HMRC, or you can transfer it. For example, if the marriage is void, or if the marriage comes to an end, and you move on and you marry someone else, you will be able to do what? You'll be able to transfer it to your new partner. Someone is asking as to whether self-employed people can claim marriage allowance. Of course, they can also claim marriage allowance as long as one of the people in a marriage earn less than 12,500 and the other earns between 12,501 up to 50,000 pounds. So when they are submitting their self-assessment tax return, of course, this deduction can be taken from it so that you pay less taxes. So this is what I would say in relation to marriage couples allowance. You could save money there and you can make money there. It's not a money that the government is going to put in your hand, but your partner will be able to use that as a tax relief, where instead of paying more tax, they will deduct that, which is non-taxable, and you save that money. So this is something that I think we all have to be aware of. It can go back up to 4 years. So this is something that I think we got to be aware of. It's important because if you are living in this country and you don't know these things, it's just unfortunate. The rich people, they get themselves good accountants and good tax lawyers, and they plan. They call it tax planning. So sometimes you see very, very rich man, but paying little taxes. People don't understand that, oh, he's a rich man and he's paying less tax. It's not their fault. They are only applying the law. And sometimes if you don't know the law, you end up paying more because you simply do not understand how the law works in this country. But if you understand how the law works, then you can use the law to your advantage. And I always say this: lawyers, we don't do morality, and we don't do truth. We do law. Whatever the law is, whatever the law says is what we do. So many times people say that, oh, lawyers don't tell the truth. It is not about telling the truth. It's about telling the law. If the law says 1 + 1 is 2, it's not for me to say that morally 1 + 1 is 3. I don't care about morality when you do law. That's the difference. That's the reason why there's a difference between law and morality. You can go to your religious places and do your morals, but when it comes to law, we do law. I remember once Alistair Campbell said, in British politics, we don't do God. People did not understand that, when it comes to ruling, you have to take God aside. Though God can influence what you do, but it's not about religion. It's about politics. And therefore, you have to make political decisions rather than godly decisions. So sometimes you have to be able to distinguish the two. Because if not, and you try to merge the two, nothing will make sense and everything will not, work out the way it's supposed to. That is the reason why even Jesus recognized it. And he said that give to Caesar what is Caesar's and give to God what is God. You cannot mix the two. Koko ene emu yemfamfra. Udi koko na edi koko. Udi mua na udi mu. Enti na mrempeni for kansen bi osede ubetimi echiri obreku enso so no na enye ni mriketu. You can disagree with someone, all right, but you need to look at what the person is delivering. You see, it's very important that we are able to make the distinction. Thank you very much for that. Let me just take this opportunity to recognize all those people who have tuned in so far and all those people sharing the program for us. We thank you. You are also playing your part. You are also playing your bit. So let me just start by recognizing Kofi Mame, Church of Pentecost, Battersea. We thank you very much for your support and for tuning in. Abba Asma Saki, also good morning to you wherever you are. Thank you for tuning in. Stolberg, thank you very much. Good morning and thank you for tuning in. Nana Bob, also good morning to you. Mr. Atana Kwabena, also thank you for tuning in. Emmanuel Osei Kwejo, good morning to you. I hope that you guys are all doing well. Mr. Samson Amuako, good morning to you. Mr. Alexander Ofosi, also thank you very much for all your support. This man is being very, very supportive to Justice and Law and also to Fire Life Radio, everything that we are doing. He is the man who is basically driving people all the way from Wolverhampton to London, to Brixton in particular, just to come and seek legal advice. Such people, I don't know how to thank them. All that I can say is that anything that you have wasted on me, directly or indirectly, may the Lord Almighty God bless you and replace it in thousands. You know, I do appreciate that and I do thank you. Gladys Jemfi, also good morning to you, wherever you are. It's been a long time, you know, but I hope you are doing well. Also, thank you for all the recommendations. Like I said, we will do everything that we can to justify any referrals to Justice and Law solicitors. Bright Buosiako, also thank you very much for your support. Gertrude Annan, good morning to you. Mr. Michael Amma, also thank you for joining us. Jane Menz, also thank you for tuning in. Kwaku Zigzagen, this is a wonderful name. Good morning to you wherever you are, and thank you very much for your support. Georgina Sewa Bonsu and Nana Ajiman, also thank you for your continuous support. Ryan Rex, good morning to you. Efia Sika, thank you for tuning in. Efia Cash, Sana Etie. Eno Fosua, also good morning to you wherever you are. Bless you. Nathaniel Asari, also good morning to you wherever you are. Paulina Coffee, good morning to you wherever you are. Nana Yao Berima, good morning to you. Bismarck Akwesi Adams, Mr. Pace Setter, wherever you are. Eva Odro, also good morning to you. OPOP, good morning to you. Mr. Frank Owusu, wherever you are, good morning to you. Olake Max, wherever you are, good morning to you and thank you for joining us. Rosemary Edia, Boss Lady Bakope, Obini Nenim Ana Obini Nechi. Good morning to you wherever you are. May the Lord Almighty God protect you all and bless you. And also, thank you very much for all your support, direct support, indirect support. You know, without you, there is no way that we'd have been able to continue to trade for the past 10 years or so. Justice and Law was established in April 2010. And, you know, this journey has been wonderful because of people like yourselves and for your support. You know, where people are even encouraging people not to come to Ghanaian lawyers, people stand up and fight for us. People stand up and fight for our corner. Yes, it is true that some lawyers, they may be Ghanaians, they may have taken advantage of people, and as a result, people have bad experience, and hence, they will say what they say. But I'm also happy and I'm also glad that some of you have also seen that it's not all people are the same, and therefore you cannot punish everyone, you cannot judge everyone according to someone's standard. And for me, it is important. That is the reason why I said, judge me, Lawyer Darko, according to the way I behave towards you. Judge me, Lawyer Darko, according to the way I act towards you. Do not judge me by the opinions of others. Experience me and judge me from your own experience. Do not fight someone's fight for him. Fight me because I've done you wrong. It's very, very important that you judge anyone according to how the person has behaved towards you, according to your dealings with the person. But to listen to someone and judge someone and condemn someone is the wrong thing to do. So it is important that we put this in our minds, and when we're dealing with people, we measure people and we judge them according to the content of their own characters. So it's important that we all do that. Thank you once again. Mr. David Osafo Mensah, long time. You've been hiding from me, but it's all good. Whether you like it or not, you are still my brother. So I cannot hold that against you. But I hope the family is doing well. I hope Baba is also doing great. Let me hear from her. You know, I believe that she's all right. We thank you all for tuning in. And also, Mr. Solomon Amatefio, thank you very much for joining in. Mr. Solomon is another die-hard justice and law member that, you know, you've been great over the years. You know, I don't know how to thank you. Every time, for me, I am blessed, you know, to have people like you in my life. Whether I like it or not, you've been a positive influence, and, you know, you've all done great. I don't know how to thank you all, but I know time is a great healer, and time will tell. You know, I have to find my own ways and means to be able to appreciate you all one by one, because you have all been wonderful and marvelous in my journey. And I am a happy man today because of the role that you play in my life. I thank you all. I'm not the type of person that, like, you know, saying this, because I believe that when someone does something for you and you appreciate it, the person's actions will speak for itself. But sometimes it's also nice to hear these things. So thank you all for your support over the years. Mr. Osajifo Ken, you've also tuned in this morning. Hey, Peter's Educational. Wow. Then this man must know me. Mr. Osajifo Ken. I know you who appear number who ye why sana etie. Because if you are sitting oko baby afa hunjija, my ye who also water, because you never know when someone may need your help or when you may need someone's help. Enti oko baby amemfa hunsie. Many penny who say, oh yes, any power. Now that you never know. And very, very important. I'm only saying this because of something that happened this week. This gentleman came to see me. I'm doing his case for him. He's okay now. His partner also came to see me. I didn't know. And only this week, basically, they came out to say that, yeah, this is the situation. I was a bit surprised. I said, well, why did you not introduce yourself? And he said that, well, you know, I just wanted to wait for the right time. I said, fair enough. But next time, let us know. Because I always say this. The advice that I will give to my daughter, I will never give the same advice to my son. In some cases or in most cases, especially when it comes to marriage. So it's important that you let us know who you are, because sometimes one have to go beyond duty to be able to help you. So please, when you get in touch, let us know who you are. So Mr. What's the name again? I have to put this name in my head. Mr. Osajifo Ken. You know, the fact that he's mentioned Peter's Educational Center suggests that it's someone who really know me all the way back in the 1980s. Because during the 80s is the time that I went to Peter's Educational Center. So for someone to be able to go back that deep, then the person is someone that know me for real. So thank you very much. Madam Sylvia Nana Abina Akoto, thank you for joining me. May the Lord Almighty also bless you, give you abundance of life and abundance of prosperity. May He bless you and your household. All right, and we have Lucy Adoma Boateng, aka Mama Boat, all the way from Reading. She's also joined us. May the Lord Almighty God bless you. Loving Lion, also good afternoon to you wherever you are. Now let's continue the program, and hopefully we can all learn something from this. And it's an area that it still baffles me. I just still don't understand why people make this mistake. Last week we talked about the twins who are facing deportation to Grenada and also Dominican Republic. They were born in this country. Their mother and father, for whatever reason, there was an issue that they had to go through the care system. You see, they had to go through the care system. And unfortunately, either the social services or people who are supposed to be looking out for them did not do what they're supposed to do. These children are now facing deportation because no one bothered to apply for their citizenship or do British passport for them. And they're going into the life of crime. They've been sentenced to imprisonment more than 12 months and therefore automatic deportation for foreign criminal. And this is what is happening to these people. Now let's look at, this case, the case of SHAMIMA BEGUM. And this is the case that I was talking about, where this child, SHAMIMA BEGUM, the parents are from Bangladesh, in the Asian continent. Born in this country, and the child was British. However, As we all know, the ISIS, they started their campaign against Assad regime in Syria. What then happened? Some youngsters in this country were told that they should come to Syria and fight jihad. Some people went because they've been told if they die in jihad, it's guaranteed that they've been promised 7 virgins in paradise. I don't know what they are looking for in virgins in paradise, but they believed it. So youngsters in this country and other European countries went to Syria, fight alongside the ISIS with the view to overthrow the Assad regime. So SHAMIMA BEGUM or BEGUM is one of those people. So she traveled to Syria, and apparently it has been alleged that she became a bride to one of the ISIS fighters. Now, UK government was of the view that she was aiding an enemy and therefore or fighting against British interests, and therefore the citizenship that she has have to be deprived or have to be revoked. And this was done in February 2019 by the then Home Secretary, surprisingly, Sajid Javid, who is also from Asian background. Under Section 40, subsection 2 of the British Nationality Act of 1981. The government argument was that the deprivation order did not make Ms. Begum stateless because she is a Bangladeshi citizen. This is the argument that was advanced by the government. The government also argued the deprivation order did not breach government policy on breaches of human rights overseas. And lastly, the government also argued that it did not matter that Ms. Begum could not have an effective or fair appeal in her current circumstances. This is a woman living in a refugee camp somewhere in Turkey. How can he have, one will argue, effective and fair appeal in relation to the revocation or deprivation of a British citizenship? So, this case has become, if you like, a case that everyone is watching out for. You know, on one hand, it is the government's duty to protect its citizens and the public. On the other hand, it's the government's duty to uphold individual rights. And therefore, sometimes you need to strike a balance. So, initially, the Special Immigration Court held that the government was right. She poses danger to the British public. She is not stateless because she can go back to Bangladesh, where her parents come from, even though she was born and bred in the UK. And the court also was of the view that you don't have to be in the UK to have a fair hearing. But the Court of Appeal this week has held that there is no way that SHAMIMA BEGUM can have a fair hearing if she is not in this country, and therefore made an order that she should be allowed to come to this country. Now she does not have a passport. As to how she's going to come into the country is also another question. And therefore, it's something that his lawyers have to figure out the best way to bring them or to bring her over. Someone will argue that it is not safe for her to come. Some may also argue that she poses no risk because the fact suggests that she was not on a war front, but instead She was a bride to someone who was on a war front. But the counter this, if your husband is on a war front, is he able to influence you when he comes back home? Is he able to radicalize you? So when you come to the UK, you can pose risk to the public. These are questions that the judges have to figure out when the appeal is being heard in the Supreme Court. Because the Home Office, I understand, are also appealing against the Court of Appeal judgment. On what grounds, we don't know yet, but we all wait to see. So it's going to be interesting, interesting thing to see, but law and morality, there are two different things. Some people are saying that, oh, but when she went, she was only 15. She was influenced, and therefore she did not know what she was doing. And therefore she should be given the benefit of the doubt. She should be allowed to come back home. This is where she belongs. Someone will also say 15 years, not a child. A child who has been able to take a passport and buy a ticket and go to fight a war. Is this person a child? Is this person radicalized? Is this person, her presence here, is it going to, put us in a constant state of alert? Is she a risk to you and I? These are the questions that the judges have to make a decisions on. And right or wrong, we wait to see. Everyone has got opinion on this. If you ask me for my opinion, you'll be shocked. You'll be surprised. But then again, it's not a decision that I have to make. And I thank God that I don't have to make this decision. Because at the end of the day, it's a very, very difficult decision. It's a very, very difficult decision. And I don't wish this on anyone, for anyone to be put in this state to make this decision. That the question that I ask myself is, as parents, what are we doing? Is this a parent who have failed their child? Community, what are we doing to make sure that our children do not become radicalized? So for me, I'm not only blaming her, I'm also looking at the parents with some question marks, and I'm also looking at the community with question marks, and I'm also looking at the country in general with question marks, because I believe that we have all failed her. She has failed herself. We have also contributed to that failure. How do we repair it? That is a question for the judges to decide. So when there's an update, by all means, we will come back to you. Because for me, I think the fundamental is this. You don't allow a crime to be committed, and then you make a policy to be able to punish the person. That is my principle. Because for me, my argument is this. Britain have a policy in place that the United Kingdom, in most cases, will not apply retrospective laws. If that is the case, that principle must be upheld. Because it's a matter of principle. So they need to look at that as well. Second area that I will talk about is judges orders Home Office to bring asylum seeker back to the UK. The president of the upper tribunal, Mr. Justice Lane, has ordered the Home Office to pay for and facilitate the return to the UK of a man who was removed to Nigeria in March 2018. The case involved a mix of unfortunate administrative errors, inexplicable and erroneous representation by the Home Office, and an unlawful removal. In a statement, Justice Lane placed significant weight on the Home Office deliberate and reckless law breaking. People should actually listen to this. Lawyers, we are always at the forefront, and we are always at the firing line. As soon as an application is rejected, unfortunately, some people, their initial instinct is to blame the lawyer. They will not even look at the decision and the reasons for the refusal. It's important. All that I say to you is this. If an application is refused, it's important that you stay cool and calm. Look at the reasons why the application has been refused from the first place. And then look for solutions. How do I fix this? Why did it get to that stage? Was it the lawyer's fault? Or was it the Home Office fault? Or was it my fault as the client? It's very, very important. Because if you are able to acknowledge where the blame or where the problem is, then it will help you to be able to do things better next time. Because you can blame the lawyer all that you want. If it is the Home Office fault and you are blaming the lawyer, is it going to solve the problem? No. Can you sue the lawyer for Home Office mistakes? No. And therefore, blaming the lawyer will not do anything good for you. So it is important that we understand that. We need to understand where the problem is. In this particular case, the judge has said, Home Office were deliberate and reckless in breaking the law. And therefore, they did not treat Mr. L right. Now, let's look at the fact of the case. The applicant, Mr. L, had made a fresh asylum claim on the basis of sexuality and religious conversion in January 2016, which the Home Office refused in April 2017. The department did not accept that the claim had not already been considered, and that notwithstanding its rejection, it had a realistic prospect of success on appeal to the first tier tribunal. In November 2017, L informed the tribunal that he had changed his address. He had previously told the Home Office to ensure compliance with his immigration bill conditions. Unfortunately, tribunal officials sent to the notice of his hearing to L's old address. As a result, L was unaware of his substantive appeal hearing in December 2017 and did not attend. Making matters worse, during that hearing, the Home Office presenting officer, for reasons that remain unclear, told the judge that the appeal bundles, which listed the hearing date, had been sent to L's new address. The presenting officer also stated that L had absconded. As it turned out, these submissions were patently incorrect, but the judge proceeded with the hearing in L's absence and dismissed his appeal. L, meanwhile, remained oblivious until the Home Office contacted him in February 2018 about interview with the Nigerian authorities to facilitate his return. Newly instructed solicitors appealed and unsurprisingly won the upper tribunal. Unsurprisingly won. The upper tribunal allowed his appeal in May 2018 and remitted the case for a fresh hearing. By that time, L had been removed to Nigeria. In this case, can you blame the lawyer? In this case, can you blame anyone else? It is an unjust. Home Office basically lied to the court. They misled the court, told the court that he has absconded, which turned out not to be true. They claimed that the bundle has been served on him at his current address, and therefore you'd have known the hearing date. That was also not true. If you had lawyers, why serve the bundles on him? All these are question marks. Even though the applicant had already informed the court and Home Office about his new address. So this was due to an administrative error. Before he had a chance to have his day in court, he was arrested and he was deported. And the court said, no, this is not right, this is not fair, and this should not be allowed to happen. So there you go. Sometimes these things do happen. That's the reason why I said, if you are, if you are dealing with the Home Office and you have a lawyer, sometimes you have to be very, very careful. And sometimes you need to give your lawyer the benefit of the doubt as well, because Home Office do get it wrong, and sometimes they can make mistakes. So you all have to be aware of this. If there is a problem, sit down with your lawyer, speak with your lawyer, and if there is a way forward, think with your lawyer, work together, and you can achieve what you set out to achieve. So that is that for now. I am going to take a bit of a break, and when we come back, we will then continue the program, and we will have a quick word with Mr. Amway, and I will show you some products that he's got, and hopefully if you're interested, get in touch with him. In fact, I'm now addicted to Amway. You'll be surprised because I've seen some wonderful products that they've been doing, and I will show you some of it. I'm not just saying it. I've been impressed, to be honest with you. Some of the products that I have here this week, and no doubt, next year my daughter will be going to university, and it's perfect, for her to take some of this stuff. So I will, I don't know what to say. Mr. Emmanuel, once again, may the Lord Almighty God bless you, and thank you. A lot of people have also made inquiries about the e-spring water. I have videoed it, so I will show it to you how it works, so that you can also think about it, because that is what I've been using at home, and when I'm going to work, I make sure that I take some as well. This is exactly what I'm drinking from this. This is the e-spring water. I don't have to buy water. And it's so pure and clean. So let's try that. All this tap water that we are drinking, you see the chemicals in there. If you put it in a kettle and you burn and you heat it, look at the lime scale and everything. So that means we are really, really taking stuff into our belly that our belly doesn't need, and therefore we have to be very, very careful. And I'm very, very grateful to this man for opening my eyes to this area, because I did not know, I didn't think about it. So thank you very much for that. Let's take this quick commercial break, and when we come back, by all means, we will continue with the program.
Try to keep us down, scatter us all around to diverse parts of the earth, hoping we'd waste away. But no matter what they do, no matter what they say, all I got to do is go harambe, harambe. Hear what I say? Harambe, harambe. Hear what I say? working together, pulling together in one love, peace and harmony. The African don't feel no way. So Jaja say, Bob Marley say, Lion say, Rastaman say, youth and youth say, the doctor say.
Yes, Harambe. Say Harambe. Harambe in Swahili means working together. Kikiliko Mazuri. Mazuri sana. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much for hanging about. Let's go to the second segment of the program. And hopefully, after that, we will have a quick word with Mr. Ishan. And we will open the lines for anyone that has got a question to call in. What I would say in that respect is this. Once we finish the program and you want to ask a question, unfortunately, you have to wait for the following week. Because many a times, Monday to Friday, when we are busy at work, that is where people will call us and say that, well, I was listening to you on Facebook. I want to ask a question. That time is dedicated to work and make money to pay our bills. And therefore, if people call during those hours, unfortunately, we will not be able to give them the hours and the time to continue giving free advice. The free advice is now when we come on air. So we do beg that if you have a question, send a text through the comment section, or send a text to our mobile number, or call in into the show so that others can also benefit from the question that you ask. But if you want it Nicodemously, you're going to have to book appointment to come to the office so that we can listen properly and also do what? We can then do things the right way. It will help everyone. But if the office time we are using that to continue to give free legal advice, then we will never get the chance to do or to work for those who have paid us to work for them. That will not be fair on them, and that will not be fair on us as well. So we beg you, please help us so that we can also use our time effectively and help people the right way. So I hope that you will understand so that we can all make good use of our time. Now let's look at the government proposals, i.e. the new point-based system immigration that the government is proposing, and the announcement that has been made. Written confirmation of immigration status. In terms of the European Union members and also their family members, what the government is saying is this: EU and non-EU citizens wishing to come to and live in the UK from 1st of January 2021 will need to demonstrate their right to be in the UK and entitlements that they have. All applicants will receive written confirmation of their immigration status. EU citizens will additionally be provided with secure access to their immigration status information through an online service, which they will be able to use to confirm their rights and to access services when necessary, instead of physical status. This is not news. It's something that is already has been implemented. So EU nationals and their family members, as we know, you can log into the system and you should be able to see their status. Home Office will not provide a physical card or anything. They will simply give you an email letter. So in order to provide evidence of your status, you log into the system, which is the Home Office system, and you should be able to show them your status. If you don't know how to do it, I'm going to demonstrate to you how it is done. Any person who came to Justice and Law Solicitors, we have always sat them down and we have showed them how it is done, so that in an event that they need to access information about themselves through the Home Office website, they are able to do so. So by all means, I know justice and law solicitors, all our clients who have been successful, they know how to do it by now. But I also feel that as a Ghanaian and also as a foreigner in this country, it is incumbent upon me maybe to share this information to our listeners so that they don't find themselves into, they don't find themselves in any trouble. Or even if they are in that trouble, they know how to wiggle themselves out. So for that reason, I'm just going to give a small demonstration, and hopefully it should help you to understand how the system works. What they are saying is that from 1st of January 2021, if you are EU national, you are holding European passport, and you travel and you are coming back to the UK, you cannot just walk in as it is now. You get to immigration, you have to go through immigration control. If you are EU national or you have got a visa through your association with European national, the burden is on you to prove that you have the right to stay and work in the UK. And you can only do this by showing that you have applied for settlement scheme or pre-settlement scheme visa. That means any European national and their family members who have acquired residency card, permanent residency card under the old regime, under the old system, please, you must apply for settlement scheme or pre-settlement scheme. If not, after 1st of January 2021, trust me, the visa that you have is nothing. You are a potential victim of second wind rush generation. So if you know anyone who has got permanent residency or registration certificate, either EU national or family member of an EU national, they must all convert and get settlement or pre-settlement scheme visas. That aside, because if they go and they are coming back, they need to prove it. If they haven't applied, they cannot come in, period. It has been speculated that it will lead to second wind rush generation scandal. And it is going to happen. I can see it happening. I've said it here, and you mark my words. Mark it on the wall. Mark it anywhere that you want. It's going to happen. Because some people will never do the right thing unless and until they find themselves in a mess. But we wait to see, and I pray that it doesn't happen. But the way I see it, it's going to happen. It is going to happen because some people will never learn. Some people will not learn from other people's experience. Some people will learn from their own experience, whether right or wrong. At the end of the day, people have choices. Like they say, you lay in your bed, you lie in it, So please, don't become a victim. Don't become part of the statistics. If you are listening to the sound of my voice, do the best that you can and make sure that you don't become a victim. You don't become part of the statistics, because it will hurt. It will be so bad to see that after listening to me, you have still become one of the victims. So please do the best that you can. Right. This is how the system works. When you are applying under the settlement and pre-settlement scheme, you have to put in your email address and a telephone number. In order to do that, you go to applying for settlement scheme visa or pre-settlement scheme visa. Once you go in, they will ask you password, your email address, your telephone number, and so on and so forth. Before you go into the application itself, you put in your details, you submit your application is approved. They'll send you an email confirming that you have been granted settlement or pre-settlement scheme visa. Great. Now you have traveled, you want to know. You need to prove your right to work and your right to stay in the UK. They're asking you at the airport. How do you do this? In order to do this, you go back into the system and you need to type in prove your right to work or prove your right to stay in the UK. They will ask for your application reference number. They will ask for your name, your passport number, if you use your passport. If it's ID number, they will ask for the ID number, your date of birth, your email address, your telephone number, and so on and so forth. You data input this onto the system. Once you've done that, they're going to ask you, we're going to send you a code for verification, and the code will either come on your phone or your email. You put in the code and it will take you to the Home Office website, and you can show it to whoever that you need to demonstrate to that you have the right to work and stay in the UK. So this is just a summary. But those people who came to us, our clients, we sat them down and we went through the stages, and we made sure that they understand and that they are able to do it themselves. So this is some of the benefits that you get if you are our client at Justice and Law Solicitors. Like I said, some of these things are not our jobs, but we feel that, we owe you a duty, and also out of respect, compassion, and love, we have to talk you through this and make sure that you are sorted. So that is what we do at Justice and Law. We have very, very good relationship with our clients, and therefore it sets us, it sets us apart from other law firms. That personalization factor that you will never get anywhere. Now, let's go into second one. Easier right to work and rent checks. EU and non-EU citizens coming under the new system will be able to demonstrate their right to work and also to rent through the online system that I have just talked about. So this is nothing new, it's already there. EU citizens can avoid biometric enrollment. What they are saying is that initially most EU citizens will not need to attend visa application centers to provide their biometrics. Instead, they will be able to just provide a facial image. Self-enrollment of biometric is stated to be part of a longer term plan. So this is what the government is proposing to do. Initially, you don't have to do biometrics, but a time will come that, you're probably going to be able to do it yourself. I don't know how this is going to work, how they intend to do it, but we wait to see. So if you're a EU national, you have not already applied under the new system, either pre-settlement scheme or settlement scheme, do so now and in any event before 31st of December 2020 in order to avoid some of these problems. Criminality and deportation. The document makes it clear that the UK will continue to take a tough stance against those breaching criminal and immigration laws in the UK. What the new policy says that we will ensure our enforcement system is fair, protect the public, upholds our immigration policies, and act as a deterrent to those who might seek to frustrate those policies. So basically, once again, political soundbite. We hear this all the time, so that is not something new. Working in the UK, employers will still need to sponsor license if they want to recruit EU and non-EU citizens under the work permit route. So once we come out of the European Union, and any employer wanting to employ someone from outside the United Kingdom have to apply for sponsorship license in order to be able to employ Europeans to come to the country to work. So basically, they are going to be treated the same way as those outside the European Union. Skilled worker route. Skilled worker route is pretty much as per the initial design. No caps, no residential labor market test, a system of points included tradable points, lower skill threshold, minimum salary requirement, English language test requirement, ability to bring qualifying dependents. So when it comes to skilled workers route, for Europeans and their family members, basically nothing changes there. The rules will remain the same, just as it is for non-EU nationals, for them to be able to also to come in as skilled workers. Highly skilled workers. Beyond January 2021 and in line with the recommendations from the Migration Committee, Home Office says that they will create a broader unsponsored route within the point-based system. Unsponsored route, so that means you will not need someone to sponsor you to come in if you're highly skilled workers. So from January 2021, what they say is that they will do what? They will come up with new policies that people may be able to do that. Also, Europeans and their family members, if you are coming here to study, the same rules will apply, just like it is for other nationalities. I really wish I have time to talk about this, but I think because of time factor, I'll be talking about this next week, the domestic violence route, because it's an area that I think I really need to take my time and go through. and this will take about an hour, at least a minimum of 1 hour, to treat the domestic violence route. So for that reason, I think it's important that maybe I put that on hold today and do that next week. And I hope that you will understand. The reason being that there are other things that I also want to talk about, so that I can take my time and do the domestic violence route next week. But basically, domestic violence route is a route that the Home Office have caved for people who are victims of domestic violence. Some people are living in a marital relationship or non-marital relationship or civil partnership, and there's so much abuse going on that is sad that people don't know what to do. They have been threatened with deportation every day, and every time basically their right has been curtailed. And it comes in so many different ways, so many different forms, so many different shapes. And sometimes the victim does not even know that she is a victim of domestic violence. And the definition, there's been so many different types of definition, but Home Office says that Home Office guidance makes it clear that domestic violence and abuse goes beyond physical and sexual violence. The general definition is worth stating here from the Home Office. This is what they say. Any incident or pattern of incidents of controlling, coercive or threatening behavior, violence or abuse between those aged 16 or over who are or have been intimate partners or family members, regardless of gender or sexuality. Let me just read this again. Any incident or pattern of incidents of controlling, coercive, or threatening behavior, violence, or abuse between those aged 16 or over who are or have been intimate partners or family members, regardless of gender or sexuality. There's a recognition that, someone may be a family member, a partner, and if they are aged between 16 and over, and there is a pattern of incidents or behavior of controlling someone, telling someone what to do, telling someone where he can go, telling someone what to say, what not to say, who they should speak to and who they should not speak to. These are all forms of controlling behavior. Or coercively, if you don't do this, I will not renew your papers for you. If you don't do this, I will make sure that you are deported. These are all coercive or threatening behaviors. It could amount to domestic abuse or domestic violence. So I will not go too much into details. We come back next week and we will continue. But before we speak to Mr. Eshen, I will do two things. I will simply talk about life insurance. Life insurance. If you are watching me today, please do the best that you can. If you do not have life insurance, try and apply for one. Because nobody knows tomorrow. Nobody knows the future. But life insurance is also one of the most fundamental things that we must have. Because nobody knows. You don't want to maybe a family member to pass away today, and the family member does not have any physical cash there for family to use, even to be able to pay for his or her funeral. And therefore, it's one of the ways, one of the means to guarantee that after you have passed on, your children, your family members, do not suffer as a result of your failure to put in place life insurance. Not only that, if you passed away and the life insurance, there could be money that has to be paid to your children or your wife or your partner. I do remember some time ago, about 5 years ago, a gentleman came to see me, and as we were speaking and going through and giving him ideas, he realized that a wife had life insurance. He went to check, and the money that was given to the husband wasn't an easy money. I'm not going to say the exact amount, but it was definitely a decent money. And he was able to use some of this money to do whatever needs to be done, and also to take the body back home for the funeral, and to ensure that the funeral has been done in according to the taste and standard of the deceased. So it's important that we consider doing life insurance. I'm not here to promote life insurance, but I think it's important that we get something like that, because and you don't pay that much. You see, life insurance is not that expensive. So please, apart from will, apart from lasting power of attorney that I've talked about over the couple of days, over the couple of weeks, life insurance is also one of the crucial things that we must also do. In some cases, people pay about £7, £5 a month, and it's for life. We passed on, funeral care is taken care of, lump sum money may be given to your family members, your wife, your partner, your children, so that not only, would they lose you, which will be painful for them. If you don't do that, financially, they could also be ruined. So it's important that we put in place life insurance policies so that in an event that we passed on, then of course, it will be a bit of a comfort to them that at least you plan ahead and therefore you have life insurance in place. So it's important that we all consider that. I'm not saying that you must do it, but it's something worth doing, because nobody knows the future. And I will tell you this, death is inevitable. Death is inevitable. Peter McIntosh once said, every man wants to go to heaven, but no man wants to die. But I say that if you want to go to heaven, you must die. So we have to be aware that wodie edahoma enipa odasene bia. Or see etwa se eyese wuwu se yede anwa bo wi die. Na tiemu na abeko, das timu na obeko, because eno na yede enwene ho. Enti owodie edaho ema obia. Enti the mekane say eba bewu a edie na ewo se yeye. Enhihye ebe na ewo se yeye. We all have to do these things, because at the end of the day, umpese ubewu na wasabeja burden ama wobusia. No. And it's also oh yeah legacy na one for life insurance anto. Na wanya savings bi anto. Na se wuwu na se ebusia esa beboka o jire ukunu sa beboka esa de year. What type of legacy did you leave? We should not just become braggadocious. We must become action takers. We must take the necessary action and do the right thing, so that our family members, people that we say we love, we don't leave them with not only heartache and headache, but we leave them with comfort. Them knowing that even though we may be gone, but they will not forget us. So we thank you very much for tuning in. Before we call Mr. Ishan, I would like to show you this, because I had a gentleman asking me about the water spring from Amway. And because of where I'm positioned, it's a bit difficult to show you my kitchen and how it works. So what I have done, I have videoed it, and I'm going to show it to you. Hopefully, you should be able to see the video, and you see how it works. So basically, this is it. So that is the tap. And that is the E-spring. You see, under the tap, it's all connected. It's all connected over there. And that is the tap. I don't know whether you can see it properly. Basically, that is how it is. The tap flows. It's connected to the main taps. And what happens is, the water that is coming from the main tap goes into the storage, which is the E-spring. Hopefully you can see this. Yes, you can see this properly. That's the tap. You see, so this is the one that you drink from. That is the one that you drink from. So what happens is, it goes up to the base, which is the E-spring container. So the water goes in there, and then, it takes its course. It purifies the water, and then you can then drink it. And to be honest with you, At first, when Mr. Amway said it, I totally disregarded it. I did not pay any attention to it. In my view, I thought every water is water, and therefore it's not that necessary. The screen has gone, okay, it's gone back dark. Okay, let me just show it again. Those who did not see it, I wish I could take the camera and do it. So that's how it is. As you can see, the water is coming out. That is the East Spring water. That is how it flows. So you see that we have the main tap at the background, and then you go to the right under the sink. You will see the container. This is where the water goes, the one that I drink. It goes in there, it purifies it, and basically you are free to go again and drink. And the water is very, very nice. It's very, very pure and true. So when I'm going to work, I fill this up. You know, they say 2 liters of water every day. So I fill this out, and then basically I drink it at work. This is 1 liter. Since I started the show, it's nearly finished. I'm here now. So it's helping me to drink a lot of water. At first, I wouldn't be able to know how much water I was drinking. But because of the kindness of Mr. Ishen, now I'm proud drinker of East Spring water from Amway, which I am drinking. Not only that, I'm also going to show you this. This is stainless steel. Stainless steel bowls. It's so heavy, it's unbelievable. They call it iCook. You know, they call it iCook. And I don't know how to thank this man. You know, if I show you what he's done, you'll be surprised. He has blessed me and my family so much. I don't know what to say. All that I can say to him is to thank him. You see this? We're gonna because of Sonny. We use this to strain things. Like they have the whole package, every bowl that you want in your house. He has bought 1 big box. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to thank him. You know, and I felt no, I need to show this to people. That when you do something for someone, sometimes you may not see the blessing today. Maybe tomorrow is where your blessings will come. I don't know what to say to this man, but I'm tempted to do this. But anyway, let me just leave it for now. Because the plates is just too much. Too many. Different types. Different shapes. So it's got this. It's like a lunch pack. It's got this. If you want to go have your lunch. And it just... another one is in there. If you want a small one. And it goes on and on and on and on. Different types. That's I was just sitting there minding my business. Someone knocked on my door. And then voila. Stuff from Amways. So I'm very grateful to him. And to his family. They got another bowl like that. It's just so many of them. You know. And I don't know what to say. But to thank him and his family. For this wonderful present. I thank him and I thank you all. So I'm going to invite him, Mr. Ishen, for him to have a word with us. Some of the products that they have and how it can also benefit you and your family. Because I'm very grateful to him. You know, I don't know what to say, really. I don't know what to say. It's been wonderful, you know, and I'll forever be grateful to him and his family. Now, the plate, the bowls, everything. It's just so much that I don't even know what to do with it. So what I'm going to do, my old ones, I'm going to get rid of them so that I can use new ones, you know, because at the end of the day, it's just too many of them. And I'm also thinking of looking around. But then again, when someone gives you a gift, you cannot give it to someone. So as a matter of respect for him, I have to get rid of my old ones and keep the new ones and use them. Every time I look at it, I will forever remember him. So I'm very grateful to him and his family. I have shown you the East Spring water. Mr. Mensah, you did ask how it works. That is the reason why I took a picture of it to show it to everyone so that we can see how it works. And for me to talk about it, I have to experience it. And the spring water, that is what I drink. Initially, I didn't really take it serious. But when we came to get it fixed, now when you drink the water, you can see the difference. You can feel it. So please, we need to look at our long-term health. All these chemicals, they are no good for us. The food that we eat, the water that we drink in Europe is chemicals. How do we go about? How do we go about in reducing this? We have to find a way. And Amway product is one of the answers that is there for you and I to be able to use to reduce it. Mr. Eshon, you have landed.
Yeah, hello.
Hello, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning and good afternoon.
Before you speak, I have to thank you. I don't know what to say. I look at the plate, the bowls. It's just so many of them, I don't even know what to think or what to do with them. And I ask myself, why would someone go to this effort, to do this for me? I don't know. I am humbled. And, I don't know what to think. I don't know what to say. Our family is very, very grateful to you and your family. And all that I can say is thank you very, very much. The e-spring water, initially I wasn't keen on it. But after using it for, over the couple of weeks, I have seen how good it is. The bowls, the package that you've sent this week, I'm looking at it and you can feel the quality already. The plates, I don't even know if it's plates or bowls. The bowls, you can feel the quality. It's heavy. The eye cook, I'm looking at it and I say, wow. And not only that, I ask myself that if someone can go through this length to get this quality stuff for you, what does it say about the person? That means the person also holds you in high esteem. For that, I thank you. I thank you very much. And I don't know what to say. Advise us. Can we betray?
Okay. Medasi say one mama akwinja say me ne wetiefo no ne Ghanafo no ne adofo na enkasa wo Amway some of our products, but basically a bit center a topic on the e-spring water and then the eye cook. Nia mfaso e wo mini say especially the eye cook you will make different sizes. You will be a 6, a be a 10, a be a 16, you will 27. 27 is just when you need now. Now we'll try once forever. 1-2% say now in your just on a shit. No one can say or something sano. We will try a fibble once and for all. Near say another good thing about it in the say. So who you swear, who bet me ask canon until be bet me only one banner or your energy saver. One banner per what me down near at the 4 or one banner peso. Let's just say this was so now was so gas a banner and I say electric banner now. Just only one which me down near the 4 or so. Because with this is perfect. Na benu so enche na fi se engine so bebre ti se ma ada say ye wuji so bebre di gum na wo de nia ade or especially apart from that so my friends why you dwane wi and as my friends one nia emo rice na we wi no wo betimi de si ho a no wudum wo friends and stove na say gas na say electric no we so wudum no obetumi esun betumi ejinema perfect I for some hours until any time that which me alcohol kikididi our bra even won such a heating no into a very special until apart from the energy saving so sana no so eti etumi check ansa na watwe beside that no won nua bibia kitwa bi nsuo kitwa bi no obeyisu enye say bia wode offense in sugar brain, not as a was say ingredient, and I say what say proteins are ever adiana we anymore. Interbeing idea because you just not so channel, and I say this is just a channel. Obonside then I say already. Intina why you hunam piano. But when just little water, nobody you see can perfect. Apart from that, and say you spring water now. If you saw say, are you drinking good water? Because oh media metal in Sophie Tesco, metal in Sophie Sainsbury's, into yon but one real piano, then she know what in here. What do bottle water now, while cotton and wooden Idiane, who shall go cooking pot in Modinia, and now so we again. Beside that, you would say, you're near especially tea, and I say, if I say a new tea, who say, tea now by offense in Shino Bogu catcher no mono. Oh man, our generate tea, if I want to catcher for four. Oh man, a generating a car and a belly up. Lime skills, won't say. Catching and I say Naya and also twitching because we feel I say, a binum I am say, or more drew chemical baby or one song that cartoon, not just we cleaning any now. Well, there was some sound with you, need a chemical anyway. But then, your health is very important because health is what? Health, your investment. Your health is very, very important. It's what what's not no, says our chemicals in a year now. On internet and my yeast spring, and at some way at no margin who say researchers, no scientists, or Martin who design be say about Brian instead of say your bed your benum chemicals na BBR, Muno hand. Into the good things about it is all connect, especially the yeast spring, but me you soon baby, put me that quick, and I say, nay, well, friends and family, nay, to turn you outside. Since I buy any, you tear and you turn you because it's clean. We're purifying your system. It is a yeast spring water treatment system. Sani a friend, until a woman, special filtered woman, a choline film, choline a chemical because on the moji test you. In Serbia, swimming pool water. You say, swimming pool, big Gary, and I say, ye choline, the testing. Sans no mudi choline testing, sure, no, I may utmiano, but choline and super chemical. Then you spring it to me, I say, it's me, choline, chemical biala, a wound, sunomono, or mudi purifying, say, betmiano, you talk to me, film. That is, I have quanjane to 99.99% clean, healthy water, and I say clean and efficient water, on also to me, sonny. In contamination be pray womb. But the good thing is say Yamia don't necessarily be a son. We use spring water no offense and we use a more alarm. A more alarm, nature say also was a filter no. Now so what's a filter now? My brother, my mommy, my sister, Minia, Madame Fu. Ube we say in Shia was sun evening was sun ube a blue black.
What?
I'm telling you, you will see it.
Oh my God.
I'm just testifying it to you today. You will see that I am blue black.
Chemicals and kwa.
Chemicals and kwa.
Jesus.
Your system no more.
It's killing us.
So I cause a problem, man. In winter in Sweden and Cassandra, so they purified one. I say clean.
Yeah.
Ne acquire moi, yet to me at Nasi. May I mean bread, I may it's not Nasi. Are you drinking good water? Are you drinking purified water? Another area make me a car come with them. They say, Obakasa water and sewage is a medical cano was Sainsbury's. Bottle Nankasa a woman. Do you know when it was manufactured?
Nope.
Aha. Near Pitso Moya Mudakasha warehouse and son of marching if you warehouse at the bus store. You name time on the ends, you know. Beside that, the researchers are men who are more oceanographic and also go oceanography. Or men who say, recently, I a bench or more statistics more research to the environment. Say, in Siena and I say, Poneda one, and no woman or moody plastic waste now. No, Young bebre, and private TV no. Young bebre say, Bonso, no ni sharks, no ni farm, by number bebre, no more dadam pano. Sentini say, chemical was plastic na omuyeden omudinum. They were just eating it. Rubbish and kochuguno, also they were just eating it, plastic, until they come. Into the unfortunate aspect in say, some plastic now would you show gumno. Is it hard? Is this so hard enough? Or say you're strong? And when you say you're stronger, don't say who's so pana I am bread. So what test you won't show Nankasana, what cotton or send breeze, and I say, we are butter now. I am very soft, and which is not good naturally for the environment. In other words, for yourself. Hey, in Sunbuka Sima, a check. There is a processor. Offense and to me, my button, to me, I say heat kakra because I say much. You need time on the shame. Any nano, a processor to me affect say, once I affect the system, which is not good enough for us. Into young Bomadia, no bonayadin. When you are less than 1,000, almost 1,000 pounds, what on precope? Would you obey say 2-3 years and I said, depending on your family size, what's the suffering channel? No. If you so, I have 5 years warranty. And the papa and Mama 5 years warranty. And to what all know within that time, when your problem get out, Master Sanamo, or Mama new branding. I ain't say being a problem for that. Into the good thing in the Serbia come from young Bomadia, near chemicals nakwa. Na yenum super. Yen use I cook. No one in Kakra because I cook the different price. There was 1,427 in 1,004 plus. Now you were fencing 600. I much sent the type of panel. Into Yen Bombadiani and Sasan Yoma. You Tiatina into lawyer and patrol at some Kakra, betting your cow. You spring, no, I cook.
Medasi P na amanfo ahase ebusa for o number enti so betimi asabo number no ama me biema na amanfo etimi idea atwra to wono na important say we ase no you need to look at the long term ana ene me kasa me can be about the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 1 and also chapter 2 verse 18 we ase obra wo bring nyinara se wankasa no wanyi wani ama okra eni anjia obrekwa eye ehuhu ade eye vanity enti no se o 10,000 pounds and I say o tiska to plate eye quality because from the work kind of crown e be save you energy cost so we use some of these plates enti no there are so many ways you betimi save money and me say we are not conscious of because it's here no sir, I cook plate. Unim say me ko to obi baba shop. To be honest with you, na me kra me ukrasini because oni akro kan say what is o say ne yira ko 10,000 pounds e dey akwa ko to plate na ne buafu pa o dey na kontokwa. Afi na boys na say eh we dey obo anyway dey odu asim no parking. Enti na me ti odi afomu di omo nkomo a omo yi argument na ba ko bu sam say papa papa eyire eken a bit me ayampa. Say plate pie no more aduane. Was wako spend 1,000 pounds. And I'm say adia mi hu ye de means me ko di hu achi ne. Ese ayampa na se enyampa. But if we are no bibia on a price. Na se quality dia fine. Why not? Entina ko ye achi ne dia na jam na me pese me be jim too much. Because adia minimum no na me timi pese me ka too much. Entimi twa so. Entimi buy no. I go to Google and I kind of did a bit of research because I was a bit surprised. Because I see no amo krana udi suka krebi negum e bebene kama na say akwanti mo kan dia no odin. Enti na me ni papa to be honest ma you me hey timbe fi na be research kakra ana me hu I cook. Enti me te I cook no na me free say eye bo bia udi se bio e use electricity a udi ba be shut down bi no plug na was switching on. Sada na magire mi o until say the only chair me be lande wa and I'm say hey say I dey cry yes I dey tie enti no sometimes these things do happen. Me idea minimum no me kodi nwachini be yedi ana obi nima obi kire sebio I mean me hwe plate na I don't know what to say edoso too much, but I can see the value and the quality because who share dey na emodu ana adea eye biane ne body on adea air for enche ebese with health so no you are playing with your health until your health is your wealth. And who here say you be piss kaja koya de kakraka bi esi won mo na se bio 2 days ni ayare ni ewu ni eja hoko enkrofo wu na ewu until we have to do the best that we can. Let's live life na ye hu say e bra na ye bring na no anye kwa yesoso no ye nya bibia free until so wetin dey obotua ka numbers na ma number dey atudwa ama amount.
But 075 076 30 487.
Fantastic.
075 076 30 487. Which is our website? www.amway.uk/user EMMESH. We become webpage.
Okay, Pachosa, repeat me be on the website, you know.
Yeah, www.amway.uk/user USER/MESH EMMESH. Google and as I type in now, you will get to my website.
Okay, fantastic. So www.amway.uk/user/MESH EMMESH. Okay, I have put that on the comment section. So those who are interested, just go there, have a word with him. They sell so many different products, and their products is a very high quality. And to try now, you won't get it in touch because Utobi Pranadi Mobi as a presenter. To be honest, it shows you say you value the person because the quality, is different from many others. Quality, is very quality. I mean, I'm looking at it and I'm just thinking, wow, So we thank you very much for your time.
Right.
Let's activate the telephone lines. Let's take some phone calls.
Thank you, lawyer.
Yeah, that
Thank
was
you very much.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye-bye for now.
Bye.
It's here for Edamasipi. Thank you very much for tuning in today. If you have any question, this is question time. Also, bet me afre na wabusa o question o number Didi Jumano is 07538 969 589. The time is far gone. We've got about 10 minutes to take some phone calls. So if you have a question, yes, you can call in. If you are watching Facebook, watch us. The number is being pinned down, which is 07538 969 589. After the program, if you call us, we will not be able to. Yes, you can also call. Yes, you got first caller on the line. Hello, good afternoon to you.
Hello, good afternoon. Patron Mami Mary Boatman, Kasa Free Dawson.
Mame Boatman from Dalston.
Okay. I'm
Nyame Adam Boko.
Why are dear power of church? Am I right? Pa, no moti. Yet I was simply na making our name. Yina Yakoye Paba. Into making our name, the man that Mr. Sean say. Amau, Mr. Sean. Lawyer Dark that was a pa. Lawyer Dark mentioned that was it. Now, pay product here, Kaya. Lawyer ADD Akuri. Yan Shini here. I'm sure you'll be because Papa at the so a good medum Sameka Patentisa. Product now will touch him in lawyer. To be a very, very good. Now can say at the pa, Sika at the pan out on. And to your meaning, very, very good. Just a whoop toilet. You, your mamma, mining in a camera. What to me, just a net drew back, who crowds or the car, a mammy vitamin C, no curano, and more no camera. I walk a sakura when no knew her. At the same time, so a year. Omega 3 years, when yet harrows and barrels, a Yediana shops at the end. Yet don't know. When your chemicals be and it's only the Kurana, which me because my try that semi breakfast and so many five.
Yeah.
I am a she, many swim, I am a she. So the blood pressure is okay, the sugar level is okay. So they be see no. Me full say a yen a drawback, a yen normal be pre. I will read him. Sana medium huno. And you see, I am a 3 million Kolana advice me. Umusima in Kotna Baba Biana Kunyaya, machine be with ya. You'd be trading in a Dankata, and you're trying a lawyer. You see, my 16 years girl.
So,
Mina make a child. And I'm Kolana Trebitini level. Umusima, don't worry. And the man who said, I faded this week, a fisher bassero. The papa product, no dear, a mere Opia and Pebby. Sending chance, you know, the elastic no. Opium pet or no be pre or the children, no man at all. Why should you be blue and super tobacco? Now try now second stage, you know, a bit wow. And to master and yes, campaign, I may have a pano. And Crofu be pretty one dance here. This week, maybe I could toby. Or your nurse need qualified nurse. Was you my papa product or maybe a bedroom bag? May fat sister, Minia, may fat. Because me to me 9 me quite mama me to me sorry. And also I started our offer. Na the administration ya krama na ya me done say no onisika but wo tuetua na kakranka krama no. What you be do na bre no.
That's it.
And you know anya sika bum but papa na tia asema say woni na kasanzo a se so wa abotare a obetimi a kire ono mum. And Mr. Sean me da wasi bebre ne lawyer nyina nya me nhira mo pa. You go so on Bibiana, Memo, because Mamma who are friend and I do crap a pay what you so. Who friend we are Joe, so just a phone call, so no cry, and I don't know. Nanso, when you are telling no what so no what you. So I met our civil play, Yamin Shramo, Mr. Sean. So what's your son, a power sumo book, Kukuba, the dark with send chance, you know, but that was civil play. Who put your own campo? Yamin Shrao. I am a dassy baby.
Yes, that was CP.
Oh,
Jadem, fire life. Okay. Professor Sofra, Osubetimia Fred. Number near 07538 969 589. Eti Yegusa, Yachamoko, your bear 10 minutes. You hear the Juani Banawie. And to a questioner, Mr. Mupi. Yemfa Tam Enya Juma. Now yem fret at the right time. So that we can all do what? We can make effective good use of our time. Yes. Your bed 10 minutes, pepe. About 1:30 ya di dwumadie no eba na wie ye. Enti se opese ofra oso obetimi afre. Yes, okay. We've got another caller on the line. Hello. Okay, sorry. Let me say when to me engine so entina yen trebium si binyana na fe yen koyeni. City yesi kano say oh question this is the time also betimi afraid. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. Nampacho din de say na kase free.
From Abba Asma Saki.
Abba Asma Saki.
Yeah.
Now
Birmingham.
All the way from Birmingham?
Yes.
Okay, now an area.
Me requested for Amway products multivitamin in a mouth spray. But that means the dance day. Oh, yeah, powerful. Make a day. Toothpaste. Wow. Me use a toothpaste be adamada. Me teach you cinnamon. When one mouth for ya, me today. One day, now that's the more. There all this time, you're sorry, I got cheap products. That's when you miss them. I'm the day. Who program the to meet weekends, ma. Ma so mensa ka Amway product. In a multivitamin, no. Due to certain health issues, meant to manfa, but ma, about opinion, about your opinion, no offer. Now, missy, now soon you are just a mammy or whatever to be Kawan Sana. Me bottle here. No so fun. Stringently is helping her feel stronger, is helping her through a day audition or more audition. Frana no 3 and steady spin as in I'm product so far. Mini asamboni biaka wonemo good. It is a big product in India. What details neighbor go on one ring na one bit one crab, one top me they would not regret it. Honestly, I can certainly say that.
Yes. Yada wasipi say also no okoso share na at least also the effect product na ewo. Personally, I've also tested it, and to be honest, it is quality. I always say this: do not look at the price, but look at its effectiveness. It makes no sense. So, bakoto toothpaste, what's say £1? No, akoto 5. You don't feel anything. It doesn't do the work. But Amway product, the toothpaste, you'll be surprised when you use it. It's different. It's totally different. You know, and you know been use so and your friend okakonya your friend say toothpaste you use it doesn't do anything for you. So you just feel the mint and that's it. But this one, even the mint, you could see the difference. You know, you don't need mouthwash, and the quality is is beyond this earth.
It is your quality is our product is exceptional, and the quality I cannot falter it. Yeah, absolutely fantastic.
Fantastic indeed. Thank you very much for your contribution, and keep listening. Lord Almighty bless you.
Continue there. Oba shawa ni shira na ni nyansan wo bodo na adwuma ariye nyankopon na nkasa oma wosrew na wasomdwe onfida no ho na enye de yakade yada wasa yentum yada wasimbi but nyankopon no shirawa na we shiraw also nyum bi wo ho se Nia Yehovah Shirano Shirano Nia Yehovah Shirano Shirano in Kanaman Kaito.
And yes, we cry. You know the power, so we knew the city. So you are not alone. Okay, thank you very much. You know, thank
you.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Yes, this is what me have friend. Your 5 minutes. The number is 07538 969 589. Any question about immigration and nationality law? Also, ubeti me have friend. It's a go so chamo. Se one friend I say you free hadia. Obe friend unya ye. Enti abashra mo monfre na yenti de modeva. Okay, you have 5 minutes to bring the program to an end. Yes, number ni biem 07538 969 589. Enti no so Freddy and your number is so free. Say, oh, fair enough, send it your question through Facebook. Obet me a type waba. Me go through Facebook. So we send a question about. Me read the question, no? Number answer, man. Hello, good afternoon. The Fro Pokia. Okay, Mami Pokia, Wabelandi. Na ene via ene anopei. Mami Pokia didn't beat me ayama.
If it's impossible to be Madame Fubako say, na onya enye eware ye, and I would see me be ayaresabia. Nti obi ye no anema nembaye ba nkofo no afrene say onfa no ID mra omuhia no ID anema no so de ko ye ne maye nti obetimi afre wo mo bi ode nema no ko ye no abisa wo mo say ye friend say nkofo ya frɛ na na so onfa ne nema mra na say obetimi eje eche bi ko say nema ne be.
I mean, the mechanism, microphone, the okofoma, a good idea at the moment. The reason is, is under consideration, and because of COVID-19, also a lot of mayhem, a lot of delay. And say microphone almost say fabrano. Sankabet me delay omo kakra, anka enumum ebeboa. With the hope to say. Ebe landed before say be a pregnancy, ebe get it to a serious stage. And say if it's getting to a serious stage, na say nyamaya. And no, I would suggest to say let it be impo every efficacy more aba. Any ukunu passport. Any one kasaso passport say wo ho a ubitimi ediako. The reason why ya omubusa sa asem a BBA law be introduced some time ago. As said, will be a foreigner, Nasa onyim ewo krum regardless, say ni krum no one krata say or the tikrum animal. Any pana onyimono say oba hospital for treatment it was wutria according to the rules no. Anuntina ama or more air freno, any BB entra, it's all down to money. However, say Yameya wadom, Nasa meant me, but before so be what they are, me free say it was a winyani free. And TSC omu pushing on so do hunko sisi adia they will start issuing the bill before say ABA any man crabba because they are also looking for money. And say if it can be delayed for some time a bit there, that would be the best way. With the hope say a man for submit me their name and number fast now wait me idea wait me at their quachere.
Latin book or Latin impression say they were on farm by Omubi in fee. A so.
Okay. Mama, any deadline?
I think so. This month ending, July ending.
Okay.
If you stay for the won't see me.
Okay. Today for July ending, no. Now with the wukunu, what I'm for needing new kunu dear, and then the marriage certificate, and on the passport. Say when you let it be free and Crawford also another account. Maybe that may be sufficient for them to not chase you for any money. But in theory, they only chase you down for money. But to be one are lucky. Now if you may use discretion, no major life for man.
Okay.
Right. Yes, yeah, that was a part. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Mami Pokia, bye. Okay. Now a month for so air frapper, Mr. Mupi, more free meant me and most of meet me as a free being. A 1 line to no beginners who are I lie bisa, won't me and Fabian. But we will try and call them back. Yeah, Timmy Frey, another one back. Or Freya, Tama Pokia, agent. Hello, good afternoon.
Afternoon.
This is Facebook Live. David Darko. You called earlier on, someone was on there, so I do apologize. What can we do for you?
Yeah, my name is Evelyn. I'm calling to make an inquiry regarding a divorce or separation, if you deal in that.
We deal with that. If there's a question that you want to ask me, I'll be able to deal with that for you. If you want me to call you privately after the show, I'll be able to do that as well.
All right, then, did you say you are doing a show at the moment?
Yes, I'm doing a show on Facebook. So whatever you say will be going out on Facebook. So if it's private, then let me call you back.
No, it's private.
Okay, then let me call you back, please.
All right, what is the show about? If I can go and watch what is it?
It is a legal show. We call it Legal Matters, that we discuss things about divorce, things about immigration, things about employment rights, that kind of stuff.
All right. Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. So,
okay, all right, yeah.
I will call you back then, yeah?
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. I'll be expecting your call. Thank you.
No problem.
Right.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. Edio. Okay, Yenfa, another person is also come on here. Yenfa ni pan back. Yenfa, some people a questioner. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, I'm just returning your call. You are live on Facebook.
Hello.
Hello, you are live on Facebook. This is Legal Matters.
Hello.
Me pacho, Facebook why? And you know, this is Legal Matters. What question, mommy? Pacho, already you know, just was switching off on. Now we take free telephone. That's why. Already you know what you know, switching it off my why. There's a feedback, and until now you're confused now.
Okay.
Do you know what take free or telephone is? Why?
Okay.
I didn't bit me. I am on Pacho. Okay, and if I'm assistant, why?
Okay. Hello.
Hello, do a friend sister be Pacho didn't say.
Pacho, you know, Ghana, you for me. The more can I say for forward, and I can say Falano. Oh, yeah, NHS now.
There be Emprande Omuntia fees bia. We ye senior, you don't even pay application fee. And you know, you have from now up to 31st of December to do it fast.
Okay.
There is no application fee and there is no home office, there's no NHS fees. Apart from lawyer's fee, that's it.
Okay.
And your name, Pacho Dini, they say.
Linda.
Okay, Linda, two friends here. Why? Okay, thank you very much, Linda. Have a nice day.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Bye for now. Yes, also betimi afre. Ye time na so ambro so. And so ye man be 5 minutes aka ho. Entu so betimi afre. Ene na ye ka say so no. Nana Tontin Heath. Yes bibi atowani. Ye mawo shedding nyame na edema nyame na eje enti ye mawo ya ko
£20 this week on the exchange and get a £5 free bet to
yate enti yati so de na che se e wo se yetimi eye de yi e get in touch tina na tontini funi obusi nyina e ma mo shedding ye mawo ya ko se also for so fra. Hello.
Hello, lawyer.
Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, lawyer.
Nam Pacho Dinde Sena Kase Free.
Pacho, your friend Janet Mensa, me free Portsmouth. Me my husband by now. We are mommy.
Mama J.
Yes. Lawyer, yeah, sure, Papa.
So, enche biambo many mwati.
Amen.
Nyamina ye born in Pai say COVID-19. Edini musu obeko. Na yetimi a resume near ya back to normal. Na afe adofo etimi hu adofo. Yes, ya damasene mo mpa ibo.
Amen. Yehu ye ni antipa da nyamia sese wama wa hondi besi ene. Yeah, show life.
Yeah, that was it.
Patrol, I'm person me bisa a question.
Sure.
Patrol, and now me ti bibi say ye friend bibi a pre-settlement. Say me kunye you know. Say me time soon be say me renew me 5 years now. Oye mama na be affect me. Say oh no onye ya be affect me and I affect me.
Who be here say oni ukunu nyina ebe ye settlement ne pre-settlement scheme ni bi. Dientia ye kasa ne say from 31st of December this year, European law will no longer be applicable in the UK. That means he say visa winya ye under that law no, will also not be applicable. And the UK government is say, in order to secure your rights, change that visa into settlement or pre-settlement scheme visa. Settlement scheme visa no, is equivalent to indefinite leave to remain and as a permanent residency. And a pre-settlement visa no, is equivalent to residency card, which is valid for 5 years. And in your case, a home be here say mobe yebi. Unu papa ni nyina monye ne kofa asomdwemra. Ubetimi aye na embom se ukunu na anya. Ekodru 5 years na ansha ubenya problems. At the moment, say in your free man, Britain can do whatever they want when it comes to immigration law. And the ABN, we cultural say, under European law, they still no be okay. But under British law, no, confirm rebiba, na say uvisa no, it's not under British law. Ashana kofa ahochre na aba. Enti no, yemo ye homode na yen change.
En pacho minesko pacho se omikunu mpesa obeya, me den na like me ya sene beya me hu enkochre mi.
Ukrum mpesa obeya persuade no na wonye. Anase ma chire ni mu na onte ase na ontimi enye. The reason is say onu amu kra no se woti kromu a na wanya etamu kama ebepam no. So ho ana onu susu ntina ye di ama enti onu a onu agi watine me epam na wo de we na say we chance be na wo. Enti na ana is important and a very good question na we busa no because Europeans to be brief say ehun hia ba ehun hia pa ye educate ye ho na ye fan spread it. Na yenti ade na see said ya enkofa ahokyere emre yenua bi in the future. Aye, me da sipi ma me Janet. I say em de se matemonka.
Yes,
yeah, da sipi. Bye bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay. Among forces so ababegu so pa na a line there one way traffic into no enipa ba ko gina so a just ye twen e mani wie na owia yetimi idea afre nipa foforo enti no de na ofre no with the mesro so ubetimi asai idea afre biema na yetimi idea ato adwumadi ne so time ne kɔ n'anim akama ebe na adwumadi so de aba na wie ye started 11 since abo say 140 na sanke ye wie 2 hours say 3 hours muna ye kono na chese yakasa na mpa bo said ya kan bi asoso no ebeye de nipa befa no asempam anase asopam said ya said ya ebeye de obi betimi anya so emfaso obi say me monyum we manu Judas from your sapon last week and professor nyum na yo mo de papa enti no na chese mini aba na request enti mini aba so request here I have no choice na chese e wo se me bo e ma no obi afre enti ye mfa nipa no so enti de ode bai hey hello good afternoon to you. I'm after Begu Super and Timestram. What be from intimate 5 bia no fa cheme na fra fra bi. Yenko.
Mpacho me den de
ya pa.
Mpacho ai.
Sa ya. Adena di na emienu ya. Adena enye ya nko a.
Okay, sir, you from ya. I know you everything. So from ya.
Okay. And a bit surprising observation. I say ya ana ya so nti di ni boni mi ya. Sir. Okay, ya yanko e dey ni bit ya ma ne.
Mpacho me wo 2.5 ni bi. Enti me call this is the third time me come jina me baso na me deje. Na mpacho sisi ano yetse matise omo se front line for say ebia omuntia NHS fee na bibisa say me na kotum September ba September 2nd say me the third one kotum
ampa government na under pressure ana o make announcement say omo ye front line workers no NHS fees no eni say omutua.
Front work like only the hospital pay
not necessarily because some can be about care homes and it's a policy is still being implemented. And says here as I speak to you, say Oko Home Office website, you still have to pay because they mention it, but it hasn't been implemented yet. Now, only yesterday I saw a bit of movement. Applications are my year for the past 2 weeks in Yanano. Omasa send the email receipt about say keep it somewhere safe. And this means he said there will be a time whereby you could go back and ask for refund. And we are waiting to see the position. But your visa is expiring in 2nd of September. Say a due time away your application is don't worry, pay it. Now, me sure say there will be a policy where you could go back and claim your money back. You were Brixton, I was southwest of London. Over Victoria Line, and I be Brixton. I win you.
Oh, okay. Nampato me ba hin na obejimi. Ufi ya hin.
Ye fee no, ye sure honi abobo. Enti no, ye hu a we can. It's a big deal. I mean, you feel very reasonable. It's something that you'll be able to afford it. Why? And if you need don't worry about it. Why? If you do not worry about
it. Means that's why I'm asking. No, okay, say there's a supermarket for they do pandemic. Juma. The test and I be beside you say front light workers.
Okay, and yet, what I was saying is say, over to me frame Monday. Why? Over Monday, and you may be here near Quang before seeing meet me amount information. Fees, I didn't hear mean can feel in trail any. There's a reason for it. There is a market reasons for it. Show me, and yet lawyers nibity. And there are certain things that we call it trade secrets. Untimi fan to BEGUM. Ebia or tear with the no attrato. Yaya friend now. Also Yaya, lawyer we so 100, we make 99p. Not just say or the beat you. So it's because of market strategy in Tina Emma main can you be NTR. But you be sure why? Because lockdown buying in a supermarket from one of my share. Yes, thank you. Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon, good evening to you, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Now, I'm Pachodin the same, I can say friend.
Say, yeah, call into the miss me about papa.
Yeah, also the Baba. Oh, it's a delay, but in your it did not be a serious. They are saying, Number your Baba, the enemy is me. I am.
But your me to say, maybe Sunday say, also, oh, yeah, pre-settlement, we are now status now. I'm prepare a letter, I'm my card.
That's right.
But I find out say, over to me, I apply for card, you know. But I wanted to know, say, almost person so I could check in your verify name beyond senior. Oh yeah, first application, yeah, yes, it's a matter of just replacing your card. Because looking at the questions, maybe just say, are you married, are you divorced, and all those things, and I know now, after now, again, in your NCC, and I wanted to know, say, are they going back to check all the records in the ones and on my issue the card now?
At the end there, the Mawa, you've already got it. Under very, very limited circumstances, and I'll beat me a lose. And you know, by swapping it there, they are just swapping it for you. And the audience, you have to pay for it for the card, you know. And yes. You know, any big deal, you just need to just put the stuff in. All that they're interested is you, not your partner or anything else.
Oh, okay. So now, me divorced now. Won't they go back and query and ask questions, view? Because almost it means that we have biometrics view. That's why I was saying, do I have to go through all this thing again? And
biometric need application be no obey biometric. Argentina Home Office have that policy. They have that policy because there has been cases whereby encrophobic get a double identity. Abia yemfane say anka wanya indefinite. Nebi obi a apply for asylum about 15 years ago. Onya indefinite and asylum ne so aba. Na ebia nipa no use double identity as an example. Afi no de ba kwa koma obi. Na chese enti therefore si abon sa no de asabra ne mon sa no biem say ye wa. Na chese if I was a local yeje. So now that was a part of my would you Ghana for community. Maybe over Febia cancel you are helping and you can an inch of advice grana a buana Nakupon so befasa and also I shall be free. That was a Ghana for baby that was in and shall. Yes, sir, yeah, that was a pa baba. She say yanya baba. She say you can see so far. So, okay, and you say you can't cocoa, so right. You say, didn't you put him in? And that's if he won't take care. Why? Okay, bye bye for now. Also bet me afraid. Yes, this song is for Eva Odro. On a requested for this song. Or sing your money de pa 80 year mama. 80 the new cattle. Yeah, king. So a question. Also bet me afraid. Hello. Nadobe Ketchley. What's your name? Is your name Coco? Mpacho, within the saying. Benjamin. And to dinner, kind of Benjamin, and I say only one Benjamin. So I saw your baby and nobody too. Bako for self and a baba, Bako for self and a yaya. And you say for Benjamin. I said, oh, that's very nice of you. Fire away.
After December, no, you will know the big Monday to say UK loan. It is a war EU application that now to be decided before December. On the day. And number two, should say application or home office more than 7 months to make fair now.
Okay. Where we Mpacho? Okay. The first question, no. Ubusa say application edem dada, what is going to happen? Now, Ekroma, the beauty about the law is say they will continue to apply the European law to your application until it come to an end. The reason they say the applicable law must be respected and must be obeyed up to the stage everybody we. Now, from 1st of December, from 1st of January, EU application. Because the law has come to an end on 31st of December, and therefore from 1st, that law is no longer applicable. But those that is already in the system, it will apply until such time that it resolved. Until so application them up fine. The tossing to a busa, you say application them for over 7 months are untimin frana. Of course, you can call, but at the moment, we are living under exceptional circumstances, whereby home office are far behind, about 3 months behind. And most of them are working from home, and the way they are supposed to work, they are not working like that, and therefore, I may be idea. I say I late kakra, but empanifo can be say one pursue. Nunuma untene kankai. Sometimes, it's worth giving them a courtesy call. It's nothing for you to be worried about, but just give them a courtesy call that, oh, my application has been outstanding for over 7 months now. I know that, this may partially be due to the pandemic, but I'm just ringing to find out as to the progress of my application or the likely time that I'm likely to hear from you. At least, what can be sana bim poa. Maybe any dependent than in chains, Nadine Corso, every crown and the refi. Not a money reminder. Because ye any po. And Tadibu said that when champas obey your wajuma. And so far, and be before Fraba, then be before Fraba, then be before Fraba. And see, and yes, umpesobe, name tam na winya ye any wajuma. Name nipane fro no mouth, Brunibeka say give him a little nudge. Or more gentle reminder, not actually in abaso. Now why not also so want. And by all means, please do give them a call. It does help sometimes.
Okay. That's lawyer.
And Benjamin was here. That was CP. Now me ensure every Saturday I must say my dad edit. Not a necessary. What fuck could draw? No, it's my phone now. Afraid. And you'll be on the WhatsApp could draw. No, we both have fun and I know home was so sad. And even Casa went to me. Yeah, that was it. Why? Okay. Okay, me pacho yesterday bim. Pacho when ni?
Me pacho pokuya masaba we dem.
Mami pokuya, enye de mo mutini e wa Hawaii, nti me ma ne ha wo kra. Na yenko, mami pokuya.
Me pacho se wo de application ne ko. Na omo esomu wie no mo ka cho se ensa aka. On be fro se be bo won sa no. Paketi me che kakra fa yansa na nipa no. Etimi akobo ne nsa.
Very good question. What's happened? They say, once a March, and a Prime Minister kasi will be on because of the pandemic. And until Home Office, any UK VAS almost suspended almost activities in almost bo ensano Emma Home Office no. Now July ya and almost a BA. And say unfortunately since March, April, May, June, and Crawford can buku in advance. Some Crawford no more cancel some Crawford in ade. And say no, maybe no, they are only allowing those people cancel to book and come in and do their fingerprint. With the hope say obet me clear sa backlog no. And so no say bi kwa na tun bi am Crawford book. Sana kwa akoye. But Home Office when I say dwene ho say by doing that they are also creating another backlog. And about a week ago, and almost sending me email. I said some of my clients are on my application, fingerprint, they are doing consultation whether it is worth it waiving the fingerprint so that they can make decision direct. And to be honest with you, this week I've had about 5 cases whereby Home Office have waived them, said they don't need to do their fingerprint. Ama in fact, baku decision about Enra. Dear mama, without fingerprint. And what they have said, they say they will use the fingerprint take it to do that.
I know. Almost take it 8 years and 9 years every year.
Fingerprint and tunchino. I gonna for say edit 10 years or mutugu. Ekromwa. Masa, just say Yankasi wasi. Robert Einstein, I do be real chromo record. So, Entisana Kwakoye, and yet true say it did 10 years I to share more client TV. Nam the Weber example Magana Fueti, a good question pan Busano. You say Assembly Safwa ABA Assembly Prano. Yet, 2010. Yet, no, different name. Na office or body for I and crata that so no afano huedi. Yet, Sabon is anu biuno. A quatrain. Details you were using 1993. 2010 on. Nation 1993. How many years no? A big womb. So about 17 years I got by. And this idea near their shade 3 minutes 10 years near to a good master to arguing. And yes, Anna etie. Just say your data no more jirana. Because a woman sister nimudia about Cotriamba. And yes, and that's all honor. I know be free Ghana by after 2007 be a born in Sano. Inteno our record so. And to you time so because we be used to and Sano bosses will change you. In change it is across a bomb muscle. Which you with time. You have a be duechi. Inteno Sana etie. Inteno Mammy Enyao, and no shaking. Why? Nayame Bibia be ye. Mammy Pokia, I'm only Mammy Pokia. So my mammy Pokia de minimo. Aye. And yes, I said, you dinner, if you ever born a mammy, Pokia, said in a sebony, you know.
Now they are John Quacker.
And Yaman of a caillou, one out of a sanity. Even that's if you take care. Why? Okay, bye bye. I may say, Tamino, a quenim come. Said, yet you phone call him. About 2 o'clock. Now, coupon beto, a pro over time for any. Yami and shroud. Now, on your kesse. Ye a deva kuma subiara. On your coupon and Yamawati. Dear Obabo, a pop. About 1 bonnet. Missing a home be a console Mawati. Now, coupon baby a coin mama. Now, coupon be yama. Yes, you got in your corner and in a banner. Oh, never obey you. Oh, power sell. na susujini pedi. Yes. And you know a beautiful song. You see that as encouragement. You see that as power. You see that as a source of motivation. Na bibia no Nyankopon entimi nye. Nyankopon kamo ho. Yesu asunjue nkamo na onhira mu nyinara. De dem akoma so bia onyama mo. Ewia so ti wiase adide. Because when ni bia ubewu akọ. Ebra wo bre ye nyinara. Ejapade a wo bre ye nyinara. Sebio Jonathan. Sebio Solomon. Sebio David Iba Solomon. O se dia be ya ne se. Ni bre nyina echi no. Anajo de suomu. Obe sorry. Obeye adwuma. Enema obe breso obenye nyinara. In the end no obewu. But there is no guarantee say do obedi na ade no. Obe use wisdom. Anase odi jimi and ebedi na ade no. O se de be ni ane say. Ye bro be bre nyinara. Obewu agya ho. Na okosie bi ane baba hyehyemra. Eba bedi ni de. Eba be hyehyemra ma ne ma. Etuti wiase a ososo no. Jiwani mawani nye by quality. Do the right stuff. Do things that makes you happy. Because nobody knows future. Nobody knows tomorrow. Enti ene mede dwumadi ne ebesia. Nyame enka mu nyina mo ho. Nyame enhyira mo. Nyame enka mo ho. Enti se wanti me nka biom dia na kire se lawyer Darko mede mano besia until say ye beba biem next week. Enti yade ya sapon nyumwe jamo. Ya to the title Sumina so. Only they not on se emfata. Media kana me se emfata o. Nembum eya adom ana enmity a menemo share this message. Nyame enka bo ho na onye mu nyina akese. Enti animi bosia na chese au revoir. Ya damasipi. Nyame enka bo ho. Mama ba.
Oh,